The last verse. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. And the reason why, once we do receive God's salvation and we're saved, there's a reason why we don't go up to heaven right immediately. He has a work for us to do here. And he's been preparing you all your life for that. Like we said at the beginning, he knew that you would receive him. And since he knew that you were going to receive him, all the things that you went through in life, all the things that, whether good or bad, that he allowed to happen, he allowed it to happen so it can form you, so it can help you for your eventual calling, because God has a calling for each and every one of us. So he has a work ordained for us to accomplish in him. Paul said in Galatians 1, verses 15 through 16, for when it pleased God, who separated me from my mother's womb and called me through his grace to reveal his Son in me, that I might preach him among the Gentiles, I did not immediately confer with flesh and blood. So Paul says that God chose him before he was even born, and he called him through his grace. And Jeremiah, I love Jeremiah. He says, 1:5, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. God's telling Jeremiah, before you were born, I sanctified you, and I ordained you a prophet to the nations. So as in the Old Testament, in the book of Jeremiah, God tells Jeremiah to go to the potter's house, and he sees this potter, and he has this lump of clay, and the potter's forming something out of this clay, and he has an idea of what he wants to make, right? Well, God, he's the master potter, and you are that clay, and if you give your life to him, you let him do what he wants to do in your life, he can make something beautiful out of it. If we stiffen up, if we refuse, we can turn into a lump of clay, and he's going to start over, and we slow down the process. But if we yield to him and let him do what he wants to do, he'll make something great out of it. Because this whole walking in the course of this world, for a lot of people, that's just a safe route to take. I mean, everyone else is doing it. And people have a fear of surrendering to God, because people say sometimes, well, you better be careful what you wish for. God might send you to, overseas. And what if he does? If that's his will for your life, God knows what's best for you. So don't fear surrendering to him.